The law has several different types of terms for women who carry babies for other people. And the first one is the surrogate. Everyone's familiar with a surrogate. And that typically means that that woman has had either her own egg used in the process of making an embryo to carry a pregnancy. Sometimes that pregnancy is created by two other people who are not biologically related to the child that she is carrying. There's all different sorts of circumstances. Then there's a gestational carrier, and that is somebody who carries a baby that is biologically related to the intended parents. And when I was going through this process, that was really, really important to me that people knew the distinction, because these were my babies. They were made up of me. And I wanted people to know that, because that helped me feel connected to them and like I wasn't missing out on anything. So in the state of Michigan, it's called a compassionate gestational carrier, because in our state, we cannot pay anybody to carry a child for your family. So she does it out of the goodness of her heart because she wants to help other people, hence the compassionate term. And I'm sure I'm not the only intended mother who would really want that distinction to be very clear and for people to understand that. So in the state of Michigan, you are not allowed to pay a woman to carry a baby for you, but you are required to pay for expenses related to the pregnancy. And early on in the process, once everybody's been cleared and it's a go, you are going to enter into a contract with the we'll use surrogate for all intents and purposes, and her husband, if she's married. And that will lay out the duties of the intended parents in terms of what expenses are required. So, you know, some examples might be maybe she needs maternity clothes, maybe she needs a new winter jacket, or maybe they're prenatal vitamins or medical co-pays that will come into play. And other than that, not a dollar or dime can be exchanged for the pregnancy. One of the most common questions I have received over the years is, what do you do if the surrogate decides to keep the baby or babies she's carrying for you? And my answer to that is, long before you enter into a contract for her to carry any children, she will undergo a psychological evaluation. You will have plenty of opportunity to talk about it with her and get a very clear understanding of why she's doing this and the fact that she doesn't want another baby, and she's simply doing this to help another family who can't. In the state of Michigan, one of the baseline requirements is that the surrogate already have had one healthy pregnancy, one healthy delivery. So that person already has a child. She does not want your child, and that person will be very, very clear up front that this is for you and not for her sake of experiencing a pregnancy or somehow having another baby. And you will find in most cases the surrogates have had multiple healthy pregnancies, easy pregnancies, which is why they are willing to step out and help another family, because the experience has been very easy. And so it's just, why not help another family? I had no problem being pregnant. I was healthy. I had no problem delivering. So she helps somebody else and goes on her way. In the event that there is a problem with the pregnancy or a problem with the baby, or even if the surrogate has a difficult time, that is well laid out in the contract before this process even begins. But you have to remember, this is like any other pregnancy. So even if the intended mother was carrying it herself, you are going to have a health issue you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to make decisions about what happens if you find out the baby has defects or might not be so healthy when the baby's born. So this is no different than if, you know, it's a normal pregnancy. You have to know those things up front. You have to be aligned on your values and what you're willing to do and not do. And as long as you're clear on those things and you have an agreement with the surrogate on how to handle them, that's the only thing that's required. In order to plan and prepare for our first meeting, I would say there is nothing that you need to do before that. I think just coming to the point where you have an open mind, where you are willing to investigate other alternatives to having a child is the only place you need to be in. And I will come in and we will talk about all the different options and all the different possibilities. Just have to have the open mind to listen to them. So having been through this process myself, one of the things I understand better than anybody is that this is not a one-size-fits-all kind of a situation. Everybody's medical circumstances are going to be unique. The reason you got to me is going to be very unique, and what your needs are going forward, same. They're going to be very individual. And because I have the experience, I know the different avenues. I've been down them myself and I've looked into them. So depending on what the circumstances are, we'll sift through everything and we'll figure out the best plan for you individually and only you. And that's where I can help.